Howdy, what's up? Welcome back to Joe's Metal Mancave. So this past weekend I lost my goddamn mind and I decided to bring back my old zine, Lunar Hypnosis. For those of you that don't know, Lunar Hypnosis was an online zine I did from 2001 to 2008 and then from 2010 to 2014 on Blogger, because Blogger was kind of popular at the time, and I guess the normal, traditional online zine had kind of already started to die at that point, and just Blogger made it easy. So yeah, going back to the earlier period of Lunar Hypnosis 2001 to 2008. I originally started it when I was 20 years old, was still relatively new to underground heavy metal, but I wanted to be a part of this new world that I discovered so badly, and just, starting a zine seemed like, the way to go. Again, it's flashing back to that time frame, paper zines were kind of dying, and the internet was this new fancy thing and everyone wanted to be a part of it, and I was like, well, fuck it, why not? I had already kind of studied a little HTML and all that kind of stuff. I knew how to, do a little, I don't know if it's called programming, but I knew how to build a website, and I was like, screw it, I'm gonna go for it. And in the early days the writings were pretty bad, but it got better over time. It helped me become a better writer. And as time passed, Lunar Hypnosis grew. It started out with just me doing all the reviews, and then eventually other people either offered their services or just, I'd put little ads out on message forums. I'd find new people that dig the zine, and they would, help me out with it. Unfortunately, the original old version of Lunar Hypnosis, the 2001 and 2008 version, it had its own domain name. It was lunarhypnosis.com, but at the end of 2008, the domain registration expired because I didn't want to go forward with it anymore, and then all that content was basically lost forever. The old interviews that you see me occasionally post on this channel stem from that time period, and of course it's been my occasional task to put those online here in this YouTube channel. It seems like you guys really dig those, so that's really cool. But I had this other idea, and I don't know if this is outlandish or just stupid, but I wanted to start posting more of that stuff, because my thought process here is people like reading these old zines, right? They like reading reviews and interviews and articles and all that kind of shit. So why would they not rereading old interviews, reviews, and articles from an online zine, right? I don't know. Does it sound crazy? I don't know. Let me know. But that was my justification for that, and I kind of wanted to put more of the reviews and the articles, that kind of stuff, on the YouTube channel, but I was like, this is getting kind of weird. It's just cut and paste of screenshots from the old zine, stuff like that, and I was like, I don't know, there's gotta be a better way. Then I was like, well, the old Blogger version's still online, and so I was like, well, why don't I just start reposting all the old reviews and interviews there and the articles? Why not, right? So that's kind of what I started doing a couple days ago, and I haven't really told anyone about it. I made a little post in the community today, but I don't know how many people actually read that stuff or check out what I post. Yeah, so, when I brought the zine back in 2010, 2004, it was basically just me solo at that point. But a few other people did help me on it, but that was very much just my writings along that time period. And again, I wrote a lot of reviews, but the earlier period, the 2000 and 2008 period, is sort of what I see as the true Lunar Hypnosis period, I guess you could say. A lot of people contributed, a lot of young artists got interviewed, a lot of people got their demo reviewed, and again, maybe something should be buried in the past, I don't know, but I'm gonna at least try to kind of, basically bring the zine back in this modern day form through Blogger, and just share that old content with you. I mean, it's gonna sound a little arrogant of me, but in a way I'm kind of doing it for myself, because if I don't put the stuff online, it only exists as a CDR, and if that CDR is ever damaged or lost or whatever, then that content is gone forever. And arguably, there's nothing really special or great on that I did with the zine, that's an argument anyone can make, but I think there's just little interesting points, that are made, and for me, it's really nostalgic, too, just to kind of go through those old reviews, because in a lot of cases, well, yeah, 90% of the cases, a lot of those old promos, they were thrown away, they were given away, they were traded, they were sold, yeah, and, I mean, you know, there was a justification for that. They weren't good in some cases, or I just wasn't into it at the time. But you know, kind of going through these old reviews now, it's been interesting kind of finding some of this stuff on like Spotify or YouTube and playing it again like all these years later. I'm like, oh hey, yeah, this is kind of cool, but I can see why I sold this, you know, or gave it away or whatever. Yeah, so you know, basically what I'm doing with the zine right now is I'm reposting these older reviews. I myself, during that earlier period of Lunar Hypnosis, I wrote over 1,100 reviews. Yeah, I was pretty ambitious. But there's lots of other people. They wrote hundreds of reviews, and I think totally when the zine finally came to its end, there was over 5,000 reviews. Yeah, man. So initially I was going to post one new review a day for myself, but then I was like, okay, 1,100, and there's only 365 days. Yeah, I figured I was just going to be posting my reviews for like a couple of years there. So my goal right now is to post like 3 or 5 new, you know, reviews a day. You know, we'll see if I actually do that, of course. But, you know, I'm not expecting anyone to be like, yeah, Lunar Hypnosis is back. I'm not expecting anyone to, you know, think that or whatever, you know, but like my thought process here is like a lot of people look at their phone when they have downtime, when they're sitting on the couch chilling after work, when they're you know, waiting like a doctor's office, dentist's office, or waiting to punch in at work. They're looking at their phones, right? You know. So my thought process here is, well, instead of looking at Facebook, instead of looking at Instagram, you can look at Lunar Hypnosis. Look at some old reviews of black metal and a bunch of other heavy metal shit. And I mean, the online version or the phone version doesn't look too bad. You know, it's got all the reviews listed and stuff. You know, I mean, or you can, you know, it's all in the order that I posted them so far. But obviously, the desktop version is the better, more thorough, and you know, cool looking version of the website. So definitely look it up on your browser, or as I said, if you're just ever bored, or if you're taking a really long dump and it just, you know, won't stop, pull your phone out and look at Lunar Hypnosis, you know. I don't know. Other than that, you know I've had posting the interviews and stuff on here, on the YouTube channel. I'm just gonna be posting that stuff on the Lunar Hypnosis going forward. So if you've enjoyed those interviews, you know, stop in once in a while, check them out. They'll be there going forward. I'm probably gonna continue to post those like every Friday or something like that. I don't know. We'll see. Other than that, though, you know, like I said, I'm really just doing this for myself, just so there is a permanent archive or a semi-permanent archive. You know, I don't know how long Blogger's gonna be around. I mean, nothing's forever, right? You know, but Blogger will probably last longer. Internet will probably last longer than a CDR. And you know, I'm doing it for myself. I'm doing it for the bands that trusted me with, you know, their art. You know, to critique it, and not just only, you know, for me and for those bands, but for all the people that contributed. And you know, unfortunately, I'm not even in contact with any of those people anymore. But hopefully, maybe they'll find it someday, and they'll be like, "Oh, cool, dude's posting all that stuff." I don't know. You know, we'll see. I don't know. But other than that, you know, there's a lot of memories connect, a lot of nostalgia. You know, it was cool being part of that back then, that culture, I guess, so to speak. You know, being so in tune with what was coming out and stuff like that. And you know, there was so many labels back then, mostly smaller labels that were sending me stuff. And I mean, when Lunar Hypnosis first started, it was just a heavy metal zine, but maybe 3 or 4 years into it, as I continued to get into more and more music, basically, because of my interest in black metal, I continued to get into more, you know, subgenres of stuff. You know, I got into like neo-folk music, neo-classical, martial industrial, post-rock, I'm drawing a blank here, you know, even stuff like trip-hop and shit like that was occasionally reviewed on the zine, but it was mostly focused around heavy metal. But there was a good diverse selection of stuff. It was really diverse. In fact, sometimes it went too far with the diversity, and I was just like, okay, dude, like these may be your taste, but you don't have to review this on your zine or whatever. So it went too far. It went a little too far sometimes, you know. But I always kind of wanted to keep within that dark music realm, I guess. You know, anything dark, you know, yeah. Dark ambient is dark wave. Nothing I would talk or review once in a while. You know, dark music was basically the main focus. But yeah, it went a little too far sometimes. So yeah, that's about it. I mean, it's like I said, it's been interesting going through these reviews, very nostalgic for me. So I hope you guys check it out. I'm not expecting anyone to like make this like a daily priority, but there'll be reviews there, interviews like that, so check it out, or if not, you know, whatever, I don't really give a shit. So anyway, as usual, thanks for watching Joe's Metal Man Cave, and I hope you check out the new old Lunar Hypnosis reviews, interviews, and articles over at the Blogger spot. I will post a link right here, but it's also in the description so you can easily click on it. You don't have to type things and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah. Alright, see you guys. Bye.